You join me at the NEC Classic Motor Show at the NEC, and I'm specifically on the combined smallest cog and DriveTribe stand. And I'm standing alongside this. You should probably be familiar with this car from a certain TV show that I do with two other blokes on Amazon. If you haven't seen that show, go and have a look now. It's called a Scandi Flick. You might also have seen this car actually on the Grand Tour YouTube channel when James and I were reunited with our cars from that show, and I was delighted to be reunited with my Subaru. So much so, in fact, that, well, I did say at the end of that video, I think I'm going to need to own it, and I now do. It is now mine. I've taken it on. And I've got some plans for it. That's where I'm going to need your help. But before we get to the next stage, let's introduce you to the car. It's the WRX. It's the V-limited edition, Japan only. Some of what is on it now isn't standard. The large dent on the bonnet, for instance. Some of the missing panels down here were modifications I made on the road during our adventure across Scandinavia. Also, the livery. It did say Martini. It does now say Martin. One word for that, Jeremy. Further modifications that we made include, some of the wrap is not, we'll get to that in a bit. Other things that make the V-limited special, especially this car, rally hatch. I didn't need any cool air in Scandinavia at all. It also has adjustable center lock. You can bias it forwards and backwards from the center of the dash, which is brilliant. It makes an already wonderful car even better. On that point, the WRX STI V-limited edition is not, by any means, the best Subaru Impreza ever made. But even the worst Subaru Impreza ever made is still a wonderful thing. And this is by no means the worst. It's brilliant and I love it, and I can't wait to get going with it.
Before Richard continues, we're going to be putting out a behind-the-scenes video showing us rescuing this car from the secret Grand Tour compound. But before then, these videos wouldn't be possible without a sponsor on board, and today's video sponsor is Displate. A Displate makes for an amazing Christmas gift because they make these awesome printed metal posters that cover a whole host of genres, from books to movies, and for you guys, cars. With the Subaru's epic rally history, I wanted to show you some of their rally car designs. This Fiesta WRC in the snow looks amazing. This is going to go up in my flat. This is their medium-sized print, but this is their large-scale print. The DriveTribe YouTube channel is going to be very Subaru heavy in 2023, so I thought I'd go for this stunning WRX design. I like this so much that I think I'm going to mount it on the wall in the DriveTribe room at the cog. They are super simple and non-damaging to mount to the wall. You simply clean a patch, put on an adhesive square, whack on a magnet, and then boom, it's up. And if Richard doesn't like this WRX design and fancies a Mustang instead, you can simply take this off and whack on the Mustang. It's up. So, they look great, they're easy to install, I genuinely like them a lot. So if you fancy some metal prints of your own, click the link in the description below and get 35% off your order if you buy 1 or 2 posters, 39% off if you buy 3 or 4, and a massive 44% off if you buy 5 or more. Displate's biggest discount ever. Thank you to Displate for sponsoring today's video. Back to Richard at the NEC.
Just going back to its history with me, having a little look through it. Oh, you see now, this is as it came back from our adventure. Nothing has been altered. That's one of my ice crampon things from my boot. Didn't work. Oh, look at that. That's a Haribo Sweetie. Well, obviously what happened there was I was munching away, probably had to talk to the camera, threw it over my shoulder onto the back seat, and it's still there. That was my office for a week or two, trekking across the ice. And I wanted to have a quick look, because they told me they hadn't touched it since they brought it back. Yeah, they really haven't. This is, yeah, we really do live in these cars and we're making these shows. So in the back here now, there's various cloths to clean it. I never used any of those. Fuel can, you never know. These are all, well, some of the bits that fell off whilst I was driving it quite vigorously on the ice and sometimes into the ice. Not as badly as James did. Oh, look. Extending mirrors. I had 2 of those. That's because we put sledges on skis behind. I don't want to give anything away in the show in case you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, it was great fun. But for complicated and ridiculous reasons that made sense only to us at the time, we needed extended wing mirrors, and there is one of them. What else have I got? Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, no. Okay, if I show you this, don't tell my wife. When I went on this trip, because I knew it was going to be cold, and you know, they're long days, we've got to keep going, we have to film and film and film and film and film, and you get peckish. And I did say to Mindy, the other guys, their wives and partners pack them little surprises in their luggage to keep them going. So when I set off, she and my daughters, Izzy and Willow, I feel awful. I'm now going to... If you're watching this, girls, I'm sorry. I was busy. They gave me this tin, and in it were all sorts of treats that I could enjoy. I forgot about it, and they're still in it. I never even opened it, because I put it in the boot and I forgot I had it. Oh, I probably won't eat those now. They will have gone off. Other souvenirs I inadvertently brought back. Ooh, this is brilliant. This is a trip down memory. Oh, I don't know what this is, but it's some sort of, well, it says, I haven't got my glasses, but it says alc 30%. It's some sort of booze, and I'm going to try it this evening. I'm staying at the show tonight, because we're at the show again tomorrow, so that's coming home with me. Specifically, Mike's going to try it, and we'll see what happens to him. And if he doesn't die, I'll drink the rest of it. That all brings me to the most important... Oh, look, it's still on its studded tyres. Brings me to the most important thing. What do I do? This is one of my favourite cars of all time. Any version of a Subaru Impreza is... It either gets you or it doesn't. It's like 911s. They work like catnip on me, and so do these. In fact, these 911s and Land Rovers, and I'm done. Everything else can go. So, I've now got one of these for the first time I own one. What am I going to do to and with it? There are some things that need putting right. Bit of rust, blemishing around the wheel arch. We'll do all of that at the smallest cog, but then what? Do I leave the wrap? The wrap is part of its story with me, but am I going to preserve it as a time capsule of that journey? Or do I want to turn it into my dream Subaru Impreza? In which case, this not brilliantly applied wrap comes off. We repair the bodywork, the few dings and bangs that I added to it. We paint it in glorious Subaru Impreza blue, refinish the wheels, and then the interior, they are incredibly robust, these interiors. I honestly think, bit of a clean up. I don't think I need to do anything to the interior. But what about engine and drivetrain and gearbox? I mean, you can dial these things up a lot. That box of configuration, because it's balanced on either side of the crank, so the forces are shared across the crank. You're not just exerting force in one direction, so you can put a huge amount of power to it. I could dial it up. I mean, I did remap it, and it has got anti-lag, but I could go further, a lot further. The options with a car like this are pretty much endless. So I'm going to scratch my head and make a plan. It's sort of forming, but I'm willing to open it to you as well. Pretty sure you'll have your own ideas as to what I should do. So I'd like to hear from you. Do I paint it? Do I leave it in the wrap? Do I restore it to original? Do I make it better than original? Do I make it more powerful? I don't know. I want to hear your ideas. But I do now have an Impreza. Yes. Do I put this with tonic or just neck it? Maybe tell me what to do with this as well. I'll tell you tomorrow what happens, or Mike will.